Last week I launched a public beta test of my roguelike first-person shooter where you have to sacrifice your body parts to progress, Rose. Since then I received a lot of meaningful feedback, and in this video I would like to show you my process of gathering feedback and what changes I made to the game based on that feedback. For the beta playtest I decided to use a feature on Steam called Steam Playtest. I never used it before and I was actually positively surprised with the outcome. There was a bit of annoyance with setting it up, but it wasn't as bad as setting up the whole page for a new game, and it allowed me to view and manage how many people were interested in the beta. For gathering feedback I used a forum on my Discord server where it could be publicly viewed by anyone. In the past I used Google Forms for gathering feedback, but I found out that using Discord was a more open and comfortable way for me to gather feedback. Also, huge thanks to all of you who sent me your recordings of your gameplay. It's always super helpful to see someone else play the game and it's super insightful, so thank you for that. Now I will quickly go over all the changes I made to the game. I will be updating the beta build with these changes around the time this video goes out, so please go check out the game. The beta is completely free and send me your feedback. If you already did, thank you so much and let me know what you think about the changes I made. If you want to see the whole change list, it will be somewhere on the Steam page or on the Discord server. The most requested feature was the ability to dash while in the air. So now if you try to slide in the air, it will dash instead in whichever direction you want. The dash will use one of your double jump charges. So if you dash, you won't be able to double jump until you land and vice versa. One of the biggest problems of the game were the maps and the enemies. Basically I figured out that both of these starting enemy types were basically the same, because both of them charged at you and then dealt damage in large area around them. Basically one of them exploded and the other jumped and destroyed everything around you. So I reworked both of these, plus I made some changes to the flying enemy types as well. So now the exploding enemy will keep its distance and will throw projectiles at you, and if you get too close, only then it will charge at you and explode. The crawler will actively hunt the player and will try to jump on them and attach to them and then deal damage while it is attached to the player. But when the enemy is attached to you, you will still be able to look up and down and hit its weak points, so you will be able to kill it or slide and fling it into the distance. With the flying head cannon, I tweak its behavior, so if the player gets too close, it will turn around and start flying away from the player. This will hopefully incentivize the player to play more aggressively and get up close to these enemies, because when the cannon is running away, it can't shoot you. So basically, to be safer from them, you need to be closer to them. To achieve something similar, I also completely reworked the Rose enemy. This enemy type was also quite laggy, so instead of shooting projectiles all around itself, it now targets the player with a laser, which you can hide from behind obstacles and walls. But it has a shield, and you can either kill it by shooting the rotating weak points, or if you get close enough, you can shoot through the shield and kill it that way. Basically, with all these changes, I wanted to make the player feel like they are hunting the enemy and not that the enemies are hunting them, which is something I might want to switch in later levels, but right at the start I think it works better this way, that player is feeling more powerful. This issue with the dynamics between enemies and player were brought to me in the feedback, so thank you for that. Another thing I added to make the player get up close to the enemies is a new totem which allows you to perform melee attacks. I also made some changes to the sacrifices. Now the lungs sacrifices won't damage you while you are choosing cards or in any interactions, and the second lung sacrifice was replaced. Now it won't spawn irreparable spikes behind you. Instead it will decrease your max jump count, or if you reverse it, it will increase the max jump count. I have also added a lot of new settings like camera lean intensity, the options to disable effects like blur while dashing or the blood splats on the screen. So yeah, these were the most interesting changes I made. I would really appreciate it if you would go play the game, let me know what you think about these changes, and yeah, send me your feedback, I would greatly appreciate it, and yeah, see you soon hopefully.